morning. I'm here for the Public Policy Committee. I won't read the names of the committee members. For one, I can't remember them, and two, you know who you are, but thank you very much. This committee of the Council is charged with three things. One, developing and advancing legislation and public policy that protects our interests, advances our interests in the work that we do. Two, monitors legislation and policy activities that others might initiate to, again, look out for the interests of the sector. And three, to generate some better understanding of the work we do, the work you do, the work our staff does, in order to engender support for legislation, policy, and the work of the sector. And while that's what we do on your behalf, what we often do is turn to you for help in getting it done, giving the council the clout that it's known for. Sherry talked about the membership committee. The membership committee is very good at bringing on the members for the organization. We are the ones that want to ask you for emails and phone calls and meetings and rallies. And we've been very good at that. I know there are times that we can be better at that. But it's that kind of activity, that public show of force, of size, that gets attention so that when we are advocating for positions on policy and legislation, people listen. So on behalf of the committee, I thank you for that participation. There'll be more coming. You can count on that. And we ask you to sign on as we go forward. So for the work that we're doing this year, filing 3 bills, we've got 3 bills that we've introduced for this session. One is expand tuition remission. We heard from Serena of how well we're doing in getting use of that. This is an expansion, I believe, to go to graduate level courses. I know a lot of people in my organization are doing that. A lot more would do more of that. Making provider employees eligible for the GIC insurance program is the second bill we filed. And then thirdly, seeking some student loan forgiveness for our employees based upon years of service. We also strongly responded to the governor's proposed cuts to human services in the FY 2010 budget, and probably we saw the result of that at the convention last year when he made that cut fairly small. Endorsing revenue increases for appropriate funding for human services. And for that, we have a fact sheet somewhere, Mike Ripple, we have a fact sheet that's for the salary reserve amendment. It's outside of the table, asking you, again, some of the work that we ask, that the committee asks you to help us with is phone calls and emails. This one is on behalf of an amendment for salary reserve. Monitoring the implementation of Chapter 257 and advocating for fair rates as that plan starts to roll out. And working to mitigate the 9C cuts proposed by the governor, and including, again, a day of action where members turned out and showed the concern and the size and the strength of the organization, the concern for these cuts. Now, supporting the committee and making it look good, sometimes great, are 3 people: Mike Weeks, Michael Ripple, Bill Jelinek, and our key. In fact, I thought we turned to Sherry's alma mater for this, Our Lady of Wisdom. It ends up being Lisa Simonetti is our key strategist and font of wisdom as we do the legislative work. And their job and the job of the committee was made much more challenging this year because we lost our longtime chair in Gary Lamson, who retired. Gary was the CEO of VinFen. He had chaired the Public Policy Committee for several years, did it both as a great committee chair and also with a lot of good action himself. He was a great model for the kind of work we wanted to have done by our providers when we rally around public policy. My lasting memory of Gary was not this last convention, the one before, where the governor was sitting at our table for lunch, and Gary spent the whole time leaning into him about releasing the salary reserve funds, and I think it was shortly after that it was done. So we're coalescing as a committee to try to fill Gary's shoes. So, thank you very much.